Hi guys, it's Kat from Box to Believe. In my last video, I was talking about having a coach, and I said I was going to interview my coach. So today, I am here with the amazing Dr. Jessica Morrod. She's very professional, unlike myself. And we're going to chat a little bit about coaching, and we're going to be very serious. Actually, we're not. And talk a little bit about how working with Jess has really helped me. So hi Jess.
Hi Kat. I'm well, and thanks for being...
yeah, and see how professional we are. We've actually even got a tripod and a microphone today, obviously brought by Jessica, not me. So instead of me holding the camera out like this, we can actually make it look a bit better. So we're going to start talking about coaching. Sorry, I'll try not to go into fits and giggles. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about telling our viewers a little bit about coaching, because a lot of people don't actually understand what it is. They sometimes think it's kind of like therapy. So how would you describe it?
Okay, well, thank you for the wonderful introduction and comments on professionalism. That was
my chimp taking over.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I know all about your chimp, so that's fine. How would I describe coaching? Well, the way that I always talk about coaching is I talk about coaching as being like a journey where you're walking alongside someone and you're kind of bearing witness to the journey that they're taking, and maybe pointing out a few signposts that they hadn't noticed, suggesting different directions that they might like to consider, but never making the decision for them.
That's exactly what I would have said. I've actually got my questions written down here because I'm so scatty that I probably would forget them. So I've actually got them here. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is why it's important to find the right coach. Because I've done some coaching with other people before, and it just didn't work. And it's not that they were bad coaches or anything, it's just that they were the wrong fit for me. And now I understand that do you know why I know that they didn't work? Because they didn't speak to my chimp. So what would you advise someone if they are looking to find a coach on sort of finding the right person?
Okay, well, there are a number of things that are really important about finding the right coach for you, and I'd say the first thing is that you need to have great rapport, and by that I mean you need to be able to get on with the person. You need to be able to be yourself and not be afraid to kind of, in Kat's case, say my chimp's playing up here, or be aware of the things, share the things that you struggle with. If you're hesitant about sharing something with the coach, they're not the right coach for you. Another thing I'd say is your coach needs to challenge you. Your coach needs to be able to stretch you to places that maybe it feels a little bit uncomfortable doing it, but it's a good place to go, and in the long run it gets you where you want to go. The third thing I would say, if I can just have one more, is that I would say that the third thing that is really important with finding the right coach for you is that they honour you as a person. So that they're not putting all their stuff onto you. They let you be you, and they recognise, be it your chimp or yourself, they recognise who you are, and actually they want the best for you. Ultimately that's the coach. It's not the coach's journey, it's yours.
And I think that with me we work on we deal with my chimp first, don't we? We let my chimp have a little bit of a chatter and kind of go off on tangents and then we kind of pull it in, I think, a little bit, and then what else? You do challenge me, which is good. She calls me out on stuff all the time.
It works both ways, by the way. Sometimes she'll call me out on stuff too. But I think that's a really important point. Every session that you start with a coach or a coachee, so every one of my sessions always starts with, so how do you want to use your time today? Now in Kat's case, I know that her chimp needs to play a little bit, as she said, and so we normally start the conversation with a bit of a chat. How are you doing? What's been happening with your chimp?
What's chimp been up
now
to?
How would you like to use today's session? And that's how we kind of get into a good flow where Kat's chimp is happy, and she feels like she's in a place where she can move forwards.
And what I've noticed before is when it hasn't worked for me is people have, as I said, they haven't spoke to my chimp first, and my chimp's been furious about that. And then for the rest of the session, if they're trying to coach me, and my chimp's actually furious because it hasn't been acknowledged.
And that's exactly what it is. A big part of you is not being seen.
Go with that. I think that might be a good place to leave it today, because we don't want these videos to go on forever and then you'll get really bored with us. But we are actually going to come back to actually talk about the things that we actually deal with in our coaching sessions, and dealing with the things that get in the way, like the overwhelm, lack of clarity, procrastination, all of that stuff in the next video. So stay tuned, and we are going to have some chimp fun now with some rollerblading.